Sergei Eisenstein, the Soviet filmmaker that is regarded as one of the fathers of Soviet montage theory, has influenced all of film grammar by formalizing and experimenting on editing conventions that are used to this day. These conventions are used to convey information and to emotionally attack the viewer. Understanding of Eisenstein's theories has given filmmakers of the last 90 years the ability to convey huge amounts of narrative and emotional information to viewers in split seconds. Eisenstein, originally a man of the theatre, wrote passionately on the differences in the grammar of theatre and cinema and made important distinctions that have influenced cinema to this day: the mise-en-garde and the synthesis of shots. Eisenstein proposed film diction occurs most strongly in the mise-en-garde. The mise-en-garde is how the mise-en-scène shots are edited together. He drew parallels to a painter's palette, where each shot is a colour and the composition comes together when different colours are painted together. The sequencing of shots and the relationship between the two shots, mise-en-scènes, create meaning. In Battleship, a baby in a carriage is moving diagonally across the screen. The preceding shot is an officer striking down. These two lines of movement collide, giving the impression the officer is slamming down on the baby, invoking emotions of outrage. Synthesis. Eisenstein proposed the fundamental principle of Soviet montage theory when describing what actually happens when shots are put together. He argues that the first shot, the thesis, is neutral. The preceding shot, the antithesis, is also neutral. However, the sequencing creates conflict. This equals synthesis, when meaning has been created from two neutral shots. These are the 5 different types of synthesis: metric, rhythmic, tonal, overtonal, and intellectual. Metric montage is cutting at different intervals to invoke an emotion in the viewer. In Battleship, Eisenstein uses this at the first rebellion from the ship's crew, where the speed of cuts increases to show the feeling of release, but slows again on the captains, striking the feeling of authority as it seems the captain brings the crew under control with one prolonged look. Rhythmic, similar to metric, but cuts are cued to elements of the mise-en-scène, such as the score, as the shots are cut to the music. In Battleship, this is used when the men fire the ship's cannon. It's a drawn-out piece that becomes more intense with the score. Tonal. This conflicts elements of the mise-en-scène together to build the tone of the sequence, used at the beginning of the film when we're introduced to the men's living quarters, dirty, sweaty, a collage of shots of upset men. Overtonal montage provokes the overall theme of the piece. Again, the cannon raising sequence provokes themes of rising power and cuts to the men preparing themselves to experience it. Intellectual. Intellectual montage is when two shots put together provoke an intellectual response and point to the deeper meaning of the creator. In Battleship, Eisenstein cuts between a shot of worms and the crew, and then to the captain's nonchalance at the infestation in the men's food. This provokes not only the feeling of outrage, but the Marxist ideas of the bourgeois mistreatment of the working class. These 5 conventions have influenced film diction massively. When utilized correctly, filmmakers can convey huge amounts of information in seconds without the need of dialogue, as well as giving great power over the emotions of the audience, making them emphasize and intellectually care about the characters they see. Francis Ford Coppola uses overtonal montage in The Godfather, cross-cutting between a baptism and murder. This juxtaposes the themes between holy sanctity and murder, provoking a new theme, that the character is being baptized in blood into his new role as the head of a crime family. Kubrick uses intellectual montage in 2001: A Space Odyssey, juxtaposing the scene of the ape throwing the bone into the air with a missile satellite. The two mise-en-scènes, with the movement in one shot rising and the movement in the next shot matching, shows that mankind's exponential expansion and development of weapons originated from the simple use of bone. Without Eisenstein, these hugely impactful ways of film diction wouldn't exist.